we are back. We are back. We are back. All right. So, the NBA season is in full swing. Currently, I don't know how many games they've played. I have barely paid attention to the NBA players. The World Series was so good, and then NFL's been around. All right, I just took a break. I'm not. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I just like I need a break from sports right now. And it was a very small break. I monitor what the heck is going on. All right, I'm monitoring. Anyway, the NBA season. I don't think it's been a month quite yet, but it's getting close. And the Lakers, who would have thunk it? The Los Angeles Lakers are sitting at 8-3, winners of they're 8-2 in their last 10 games. And the reason why it's impressive, and it's really not, and the Lakers' success could be the reason why a man just lost his job. But Luka Doncic and Austin Rivers is like, what? The NBA, I almost forgot I was recording this segment, and I need sound bites. The NBA has not seen a white dynamic duo probably since the 1950s. Like, just being real. The Lakers backcourt of Luka and Austin is like something out of this world right now, as far as what we're actually seeing. Luka averaging 37 points a game with 9 rebounds. Austin averaging 30 points a game with 9 assists. Not to be too shabby, because Luka's averaging 9.5 assists, and they're getting it done. The Lakers team as a whole is balanced as far as scoring is concerned. Their range of scoring is probably closer than it's been in forever. Literally, probably since the Kobe regime. The team, on the other hand, is 15th in points scored, 28th in rebounding, which ain't good, and 15th in assists. So we're trying to figure out how they're getting it done. Well, you're getting it done because you got a guy out there that's averaging basically 40 points a game and another guy averaging 30 points a game. Just goes to show you how bad defense is being played in the game today. But regardless, JJ Redick, who's been real quiet this offseason and kind of staying out of trouble, and now you got this team. They look like they're doing really well. And I know it's early, but early enough to be impressed by this Lakers team that is getting so far MVP-like performances from 2 players. 2. But here's the kicker. The Lakers have a third player on the bench that is one of the top 5 greatest players to ever play the game of basketball. And for the first time in the Lakers' history with this player, they have to decide what to do with LeBron James. That was a dramatic pause for those of you. But seriously, the Lakers need to figure out exactly how do they implement LeBron back into this lineup, because LeBron, that's my opinion, LeBron, like Luka and like Austin, demand the ball so much. Now, I'm going to play devil's advocate, okay? And I'm going to go out on a limb. Hear me out. Okay, bro. Okay, bro. Hear me out. I'm going to go out on a limb and say, if you're the Lakers, this is great for you, because you have, again, without a doubt, one of the top 5 greatest players of all time. One, if not the greatest all-around player of all time. He's definitely in the category in the short list of 3. He, if wanted to, in another world, LeBron would have just averaged the league in assists his whole career because he was that good in that situation. So now the question is, can he be another facilitator on this team? Or is this the first time in his career where he doesn't even have to do anything? LeBron James in his career, and some of it is his fault, some of it isn't his fault, but LeBron in his career has been the sail to the whole entire ship. The early days in Cleveland pretty much did that to him because he had no help on them early Cleveland teams. So LeBron had to pass, he had to rebound, he had to score, he had the assists, he had to play defense, he had to run the plays, he had to draw up the defense and the offense. The only time he got a true break was kind of in Miami. In Miami, when he joined Miami, D Wade was like a 2005 Acura. Unfortunately, it was 2013, and that Acura's tires were a little low. Chris Bosh wasn't the Chris Bosh he was in Toronto. He still was impressive. He still was explosive. He still was good. But he wasn't, give me the ball, I'll take over the game. And then the rest of the team was literally a team of journeymen and old men. So LeBron, again, still had to carry the team. Cleveland, again, part two, he's got Kyrie. Oh, my God, he's got this young buck in Kyrie, but Kyrie chooses not to stick around. He's got Kevin Love, just like Chris Bosh, a shell of the player he was on a team that was lesser than. So, again, LeBron's got to carry the brunt load. Then he gets to L.A., and the L.A. times have been hard times. There's been good years, there have been bad years, there have been lean years, there have been ugly years. And he gets Anthony Davis, but him and Anthony Davis only seem to get success when the team is sequestered in Orlando, Florida, and there are no fans in the stands. That's the only way they were able to get success. Now he finally has a player that, for the first time in LeBron's history, does not need him. Kyrie Irving, as great as he was, needed LeBron. It's proven. He did get back to the finals, but guess who's on the other end of that team? Luka Doncic. Think about that. So now, if you're LeBron, who had a great year last year as an old man, you now can come rejoin this team and basically allow Luka to facilitate and do what he wants, when he wants, and how he wants. And all you got to do, LeBron, is either basically play like you on Team USA, dude, because this team is in a good position, and you do not need to come in and go, the king is back, step aside. Nah, bruh. Now, if you're the Lakers, do you dare? Do you dare consider trading the king? Can you get something back for him? Is it possible you could get any more back from him? I don't know what more you would ask for. In all honesty, I don't know what more the Lakers need because I haven't paid attention to them. I mean, you can always use another efficient scorer, another outside scorer, I'm assuming. But if you're the Lakers and you think maybe we could trade LeBron, and we know LeBron got some saying, what's stopping them from thinking about trading him back to Cleveland? Seriously. He can finish out his career in Cleveland. Trade him and his son back to Cleveland and call it a day. Or, hear me out, you trade his butt up to Golden State and let them have let them be the main event mafia of the league, the most decorated team ever assembled and put together as far as championships go. Like, that would be pretty cool to see. But right now, if you're the Lakers, the conversation you have with LeBron is, bruh, when you return, you're part of the team. You ain't the team no more. So let's see how that one plays out. Speaking of Luka, great segue. The Dallas Mavericks today decided to shake things up. And with a record of, let me make sure I get this right, opposite of the Lakers, 3-8. I see how I set that up. If you were listening early in the segment, I set that up. The Lakers' success has probably cost this guy his job. Anyway, I wrote his name down. Hands are dry again. What's this guy's name? Oh, Nico Harrison, the now former general manager of the Dallas Mavericks, has been fired. But Brent, why was he fired? I wonder why. This all started last season when it got reported that Nico, if you're watching on Facebook and YouTube, my hands get really dry, so I had to put lotion on. If you're listening, you can hear me rub my hands together. There's not a fire getting ready to start. This is me putting lotion on. And it sucks because I flipped through a lot of papers. All right, stay on track. Any case, Nico last year decided to trade the franchise and Luka Doncic. They traded him to the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis. That trade would have been great in 2015. But in 2005, the year of our Lord, 2025, the year of our Lord, that was a bad trade. Now, there are tons of rumors of why this trade happened, but I don't know how Nico got blamed for this trade. In the old adage is owners can't fire owners, but this trade doesn't happen unless ownership says go ahead and pull the trigger. It just doesn't. Now, Dallas was given Cooper Flagg in return for this egregious trade, but Cooper Flagg has not turned into the player, the player that they wanted. The team also was missing Kyrie Irving, who's a year older. And Anthony Davis is like 2 years away from like early retirement anyway, because that body is worn out. Should Nico have been fired? Well, let's look at Nico's short history with the Lakers. He joined in 2021. He put a team together that got them to the Western Conference Finals in 2022, and then just in 2024, they went to the NBA Finals where they lost to the Boston Celtics. They are 2 years removed from going to the NBA Finals for the third time in its franchise history, a finals in which I call live on DJ Chase Radio. Unlike the football Giants head coach who got fired, Harrison has shown he can put together good teams. And he made one dead. He traded for AD, and AD, if the sun comes up and it rains just a little and the humidity is not just right, he can fall apart. Tony Korn has once called Steven Strasburg the Orchid. I think he should call Anthony Davis that. In any case, I don't know if he should have been fired. In fact, if I'm a team like the Pelicans, if I'm a team like the Jazz, if I'm a team like, not the Kings, because that owner is a purified idiot. If I am the Phoenix Suns, if I'm the Brooklyn Nets, if I'm the Charlotte Hornets, if I'm the Atlanta Hawks, 76ers, the Chicago Bulls, who's actually having a pretty good year, I'm hiring this guy tomorrow because he does have an eye for talent. Now, Luka in LA is a better fit, but you let the guy go. Two of your core players is hurt. It's not his fault that they got hurt. All right. And you got a future franchise player, hopefully, in Cooper Flagg. Like, chill out, relax. Or fire the guy like you did, which sucks. So, Harris, if you ever want to come join Downright Sports, come join me, man. You don't even need a paycheck. I'm sure you're going to get paid out pretty good. In fact, you can slide me some money, B. All right. You know what time it is. It's time for the news. If you're watching on YouTube and Facebook, appreciate it. You're about to get the news. If you're listening on DJ Chase Radio, you'll get the news. If you listen to the podcast, you're just going to get the next segment. So buckle up, strap in for the best news in 4 minutes. Downright Sports. They don't stop. All right, kids, it's time for the best news in just 4 minutes. 4 minutes. Let's get into it, shall we? Start with the NFL. Eagles cornerback is stepping away from the game for his mental health. I did not write his name down. That is my bad. But anyway, he said he wants to step away, get his mental health. He had a knee injury and wants to collect his thoughts. We forgot his name. Let's talk about the MLB awards and why they're just wrong. The Cleveland Guardians manager, Stephen Volz, is the two-time manager of the year. Why? How is he the manager of the year and not the Toronto Blue Jays, not the Seattle Mariners? Like, that is a bad call altogether. Like, I don't get that one. And then Milwaukee Brewers can't win in the playoffs, but they can win awards. Pat Murphy, the manager, has won manager of the year in the National League. Bad choices. Completely bad choices. Like, all around bad choices. Let's move on to college football and only talk about the thing that matters, kids. The college football playoff rankings is in. The college football playoff rankings is in, and let's hit it right now. We're just going to go through 1 through 12, starting with 12. BYU is rounded in 12. 11 is Oklahoma. At 10 is Texas. At 9 is Notre Dame. At 8 is Oregon. At 7 is Ole Miss. At 6, Texas Tech. At 5, Georgia. At 4, Alabama. At 3, Texas A&M. And at 2, Indiana. And at 1, Ohio State. Good for Notre Dame to kind of mix things up with that independent. Every Tuesday leading into the last day of November, we get the playoff rankings, and then we'll go live when we get the official rankings on that day. Let's move on to the NFL standings, shall we? The NFL season looks as such. Let's just go by conference, make my life easier. The top team in the AFC is still the Colts at 8-2, but wait a minute. They got company. The Denver Broncos and New England Patriots both are 8-2. Pittsburgh picked up a loss this past week. They now moved to 5-4. The Chargers are now 7-3, but they're behind the Broncos. The Bills are 6-3. Jacksonville in the playoff hunt at 5-4. And the Chiefs are 5-4. They may not make it. They're on the outside looking in. The worst team in all of football is the Texans at 1-8. The Philadelphia Eagles in the NFC are 7-2. So are the Seahawks. Sam Darnold, former Jet, say what? Detroit 6-3. Tampa 6-3. The Rams 7-2. The Bears 6-3. Green Bay 5-3 after picking up a loss just yesterday on Monday Night Football. The worst team in the NFC is the Giants and the Saints, as they are both 2-8. Let's move on, shall we, to the NHL. The standings look like wood. Let's go with the conferences. The top team in the Eastern Conference is the New Jersey Devils at 11-4 with 23 points. The Carolina Hurricanes rounded to number 2. They're also 11-4. Let's just go down to 8. The Devils, the Hurricane, the Canadiens, the Penguins, the Bruins, the Senators, the Lightning, and the Phillies. The Rangers having a terrible year. Out west, Colorado sits at number 1, followed by the Ducks, the Stars, the Blackhawks, the Winnipeg Jets, the Knights, the Kraken, and the Utah Mammoths. That is a crazy statement to say. Let's go to basketball in the East. Detroit is at the 80s. Detroit is 8-2, followed by the Knicks at 6-3. Miami, Cleveland, Milwaukee, and Chicago round at the top 6. The 76ers, the Atlanta Hawks, the Toronto Raptors, and then the Boston Celtics are 7-10. Washington is trash. That is the news, and we're wrapping things up. I went on. 4 minutes. I just kept going. Shame. All right, so I went on a little too long with the news. That's my fault. I didn't even get to finish it, but that's the first time that's actually happened to me, where I went on too long with the news. The standards take a long time. The stammering and stuttering also doesn't help either. So let's wrap the show up, shall we? All right. The WNBA is in a bit of a crisis right now, and I haven't touched this topic in a while. I've kind of stayed away from this topic completely. I need one of the things where I could change the page. You used to be able to wet your finger when you change the page. Anyway, so the WNBA's CBA, which is an agreement between the league and the players, ends on November 30th. And this has gotten ugly because players have demanded more money. Now, to kind of give you guys an idea and make sure that we are doing this story justice, let's get the accurate percentage, the accurate reading, and what is let's ask Google, what is the average salary for WNBA players? So, the average salary, go ahead and open up. Sure, I'm going to Okay. All right. The average WNBA base is 100, basically 100K. All right, with salaries ranging from the minimum of 66 to 250 this past season. The rookies are the lowest first paid year, around 72. Top tier players are around 250. So a WNBA player is paid on average as basically they make the same thing as a New York City school teacher, or they make less than a hedge fund worker or like an executive or something like that. That's just facts. All right, I'm not gonna shut up. Anyway, is this bad? Well, kind of. It ain't good. The league is asking, the players are asking, they want something similar like the NBA. I'm here to tell the ladies that ain't gonna happen. You may not even get close. The thing has been though that it's the word on the street is that the league's not profitable. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I haven't done enough research on this, and I don't have time to. I would like to, but from the outside looking in, the league is getting more popular. The league, they're playing in smaller arenas. They're having more people show up. There's more coverage. There's more exposure. People, they're becoming more household names. So the league is growing leaps and bounds. And honestly, if you're the players, you negotiate for more money, but I don't think that you put yourself in a position where you find yourself without a league. Because don't, for 1 second, get it twisted if you think the world can exist without a WNBA. Like, let's not. The WNBA was created off the popularity of the Women's Team USA basketball team, period. Back in the 90s, people was like, oh God, this team is awesome. They should have a league. They created a league. It took a long time for the league to grow to the point where now the game is played on multiple networks, across networks. Don't blow that. Learn from baseball's mistake. Baseball made the biggest error when they went on strike and missed out on the World Series because the whole entire season ended. And since then have been really pulling themselves back in little by little in the public light. Now every time they do it, for example, when they did it after the home run chase, steroids kind of interfered and set them back. But the game, for all purposes, kind of was back to a certain extent. If you're the WNBA, on your best or worst day, on your best day, you are competing with golf. Just keeping it a buck. You're competing with golf on your best day. On your worst day, you're barely competing with a Law and Order Special Victims Marathon on the USA Network. Because as popular as your league is, it's still not popular enough for you guys to stand on a soapbox and go, give me more, give me the same thing the guys are getting. You're getting there. You're just not there yet. And listen, you're in a unique position because your league looks fun. And you've gone away from things that I criticize you guys a lot for. You're going away from that. We're together. We're a family. You're going away from being forgive me, but you're going away from being the strictly gay league. You're great for families. You're still good for families because people can afford to take you to a basketball game at least. But now you guys got Asia Wilson, who is the face of the league. You got Angel Reese, who is becoming more of a pop culture figure. You still got Caitlin Clark, who is quietly the face of your league, and then you got other pockets of players that people know and recognize. If you're the players, you can't step away from that right now. If the men go on strike right now, everybody will want to. People know they're going to be like, oh my God, where's Steph Curry? Where's LeBron James? Where's fill in the blank play. Basically those guys. Most of some when those guys retire, I'll be honest with you. Some of the NBA players may never want to go on strike either, quite frankly, because they don't have too many like marquee name guys out there outside of LeBron and Steph. But learn from the NFL. Their players go on strike, and the NFL okay. And like key players have gotten more money, and a lot of players have made more money. But like your offensive linemen aren't filling those that they're not getting that kind of that cheddar. Kickers ain't getting that kind of cheddar. Your third string wide receiver ain't getting that kind of cheddar. Like in some cases, they're almost making the same thing as you guys. Baseball the same. You got baseball players that make close to this if they're on their minor league contract. The NBA is an anomaly. It's rare. The NBA is what it is because ownership is bad. Be real with you. And the one thing that makes the NBA different and more unique than any other sports is there's no helmets. There's no masks. They're out there. They are the faces of the game, and they can do that. You're trying to get there. If I was negotiating and I was talking to the players of the WNBA, the thing I would mention to them the most is be patient. Let's negotiate and increase this salary. I believe that $500,000 should be their bare minimum, and you can afford to pay like Angel Wilson Wilson should be a $1 million player a year, or her contract should at least be worth $1 million. Her contract should be worth at least $5 million. Like if you want to put a cap on it, make $5 million the ceiling, and you're a star. Yeah, that's how it should be played. Like honestly, just keep it a buck. Free market. Let her get her money. Let players like Sabrina Eskew get their money. Let players like Caitlin Clark get their money. If you basically the girl Boston, I can't think of her name right now, but put Brittany Griner in that category. Like you some cases like let them be your we chasing that. But it is a little insulting that you're a professional league on TV, on ESPN, and like 66,000. That's what I like. No yuck. I mean, no disrespect, because there are people who work a lot more than the WNBA player does, and they make way less than that. But at the same time, like the WNBA is played on 4 networks. That's not even good revenue sharing. What is the revenue? What is the revenue? 20 grand? Like that ain't even good revenue sharing. So I believe the league, they should get more money, but I don't believe that the players should sit out. Now, not to be crass, but some of the players is like, give us the same thing that the regular NBA players is getting. You're smoking crack and you should stop. Because you're not getting that yet. But you fight hard today so your sisters in the future can. That's how you should look at that. So, that's my soapbox. I should name the last segment my soapbox. That's what I should start doing. In any case, thank you all for listening. We'll be back next week. Download the DJ Chase Radio app. It's been fun. Download the podcast at Apple, Spotify, Google Play, or anywhere your podcast can be downloaded. You can also watch it like us on YouTube, or TikTok or Instagram. We'll be back next week. Probably should do a Thanksgiving theme show next week. Yeah. Give out some turkeys. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that at all. We'll see you guys as always. I think we lost the feed. Yeah, we lost the Facebook feed. YouTube, you're still here with nobody watching. We'll see you guys as always. Be safe. Hold it down as always. Deuces.